good morning on this beautiful spring day and welcome to Chatsworth. This is our third stop on our mini northern tour and we've got one more to do. We're staying at the Caravan and Motorhome Club, which is sort of just over the trees down there. And on this vlog, we're going to explore the estate. But as promised, at the end of this tour, we will give you our thoughts on what we think about the Caravan and Motorhome Club. But stay with us to the end of this today to find out what the connection is between the Cavendish family that live here and a former president of the United States.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain.
This is one of my favourite places. You get the key to the store.
And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer.
The bower behind me here was built by Elizabeth and William Cavendish as part of a water garden they had in the grounds of Chatsworth. It's now known as Queen Mary's Bower because it's said that when Mary Queen of Scots was imprisoned here, this is where she took her daily exercise.
Easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Hand in hand,
This is the hunting tower. It was built for Bess of Hardwick in the 1580s, and it's where the ladies would come to watch the hounds working the hunt. It's been a summer house and it's been a banqueting house. You can also rent it now and stay in it if you fancy it.
we climb. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy on our tiptoes.
We're walking the circular route around Standwood. It's actually about 4.5 miles, but we are going to deviate off a little bit because there's some other things we want to see. But as you can see, the terrain's quite good and it's a good walk.
The world in hands as we go. I wouldn't want it any other way, no. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all. Dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other, beyond gravel, beyond all.
Behind me is the village of Enza. It's really like a chocolate box village, I would describe it as. But the 6th Duke had some of the houses demolished because it spoilt his view from his windows. And then the rest of the houses were demolished to make way for a road. But he did commission a new village. And that's the village that you can see behind me today.
How many mountains to get some confidence? How many debates to earn some tailwind? The years pass, I'm still the same.
This is obviously the Enza Library, and it's a place where you can help yourself to books as you're going across. And coincidentally, I've read this book. It's probably one of the best books you'll ever read.
Tell me what to believe. I ain't got a sweet tooth for lying. Spender, show me how to succeed. My wallet is spreading thin. Oh, ooh.
And there's a cottage and a cafe over there.
How many right turns to reach some kind of goal?
I'm in the graveyard at St Peter's Church in Enza, and it's the final resting place of a lot of the Cavendish family, the Dukes and Duchess of Devonshire. Included here is the final resting place of Kathleen Cavendish. Now you might wonder who she is. Well, Kathleen was the married into the Cavendish family, and she married William Cavendish. She was the sister of John F. Kennedy, the former President of the United States. And she married William, but unfortunately, only a few years into the marriage, he was killed in action during World War II in 1944. And only 4 years later, Kathleen was killed in a plane crash in 1948. But she's buried here in the churchyard just across from Chatsworth House. In 1963, JFK actually visited and landed his helicopter in the grounds at Chatsworth and came to visit his sister's grave. The story of Kathleen and William is a real love story. Kathleen's family were staunch Catholics and William's family were staunch Protestants, and it really was a tale of overcoming the religious differences, and they finally got to marry each other. And if you're interested and you want to know a little bit more about Kathleen and some of her family, then I'll put a book recommendation up for you as well.
Show me how to succeed, a wall that is spreading thin. Ooh, 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 what to do? I am me and not you. Ooh, ooh, what to say? Please make the string go away. Pretender, tell me.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, Chatsworth has been great, hasn't it?
Chatsworth's been fantastic. Whatever the weather, it always delivers.
One of our favourite sites, really. It's just a couple of days will do it. You don't need a long time here, unless, of course, you're going to use it as a base to explore the Peak District.
Yeah.
So, yeah, all in all, pretty good. We had a great day yesterday. Poppy enjoyed it.
Yes.
There's a really, really good dog run here. It's
Yeah.
completely enclosed and they can run up and down quite up. Probably one of the biggest dog runs
Yes, yeah.
we've seen
yeah,
on a
she's
club
loved
site,
it.
really.
Yeah.
She's had lots of mates, haven't you? And you've loved it. Yeah.
While we were out yesterday, I mentioned a couple of books. The first one is about Kathleen Kennedy. The book is entitled Kick, which was Kathleen's nickname. It's by Paula Byrne, and it's a really insightful and interesting look at probably a forgotten sister in the Kennedy family. And the other one is a book by Corrie ten Boom. Now, Corrie was lived in Holland, and during World War II, her family hid a lot of Jews to try and keep them away from the Nazis. They were informed on by a neighbour, and Corrie and her sisters were taken to a concentration camp. Corrie survived, unfortunately. The majority of her family didn't. And she came out and she wrote books about a time in the concentration camps and later about her faith. And a good few years afterwards, she was actually given a talk in America, and one of the Nazi concentration camp guards came up to her and asked for her forgiveness. But that's the end of our trip here to Chatsworth anyway. We move on to Castleton. It's only half an hour down the road, and it's where for us, in the broader sense, our van life started many, many years back. And it's, I think our last visit there was in 2017. So we're going back to reminisce.
I think it's fair to say vans have come on a long way since 2007, thankfully. Yeah, we're going to looking forward to that, aren't
Yeah,
we?
we are. Yeah.
That's it. Martin out.
Helen out.